Oh wait, what is going on, fellers? I I had a very nice Thanksgiving. It was sweet. That's what I call it, Thanksgiving. Cause who the fuck is giving anything around here? Nobody. It's getting shit. Getting shit as in massacring the Indians and stealing all their stuff. That's what Thanksgiving actually is. Super fucked up, right? Super fucked up and evil and racist and just the most fucked up thing ever. Here these people are just living their normal, reasonable, natural lives, and then these corrupt, sick white devils show up and try to massacre them all, and ultimately they win because there's so many of these fucking freaks. Like honestly, the Indians, pound for pound, man to man, numbers to numbers, given the numbers, white man should have totally dominated. But they actually got their asses kicked a good bit by the Indians. Because the Indians were, this is their land. They know it better than anyone. And they started adapting. And when they started making smaller victories, they would steal our weapons and our food and a lot of our own, provisions and use them against us because we're stupid. And we fucked up and we let them have some of our, you know, that's how you lose battles. Duh. I do realize I'm conflating two different moments in history, but the the point I'm making is colonizer assholes have always treated the Indians like crap, and that's what Thanksgiving is masking. It's hoping you don't know the truth about Thanksgiving. Now here, I'll tell you the fucking truth. I just told you. Here's the other truth about Thanksgiving. It's still celebrated today, and it's ingrained into our society, and it's a thing, man. It's a fucking thing, and I don't like it. But I will say this: there are some good things about it. I get some fucking time off, and I get to eat some nice food. That's the only thing. That's it. Fuck celebrating anything. Fuck hanging out with family and whatnot. Who cares? Fuck that. We live in we live in capitalism. You're an overworked slave. You are. The billionaires get to rape children on private jets as they fly over you and force you to do a job in order to survive. They made it that way. So you're a slave, dude. Me, you, everybody is a slave except for the billionaire class and the politicians. They get special treatment. They're special. They're better than us, you guys. They deserve to live. We deserve to die. That cut and dry. Isn't that fucked? So fuck these people, dude. What kind of fucking obvious unfair bullshit is this? I'll tell you, it's capitalism. Good old capitalism. It's crappy. It's where a few people are really lucky and blessed and get to do whatever the fuck they want just because of luck, just because a bullet hasn't ripped through their skin, just because, a disease hasn't conquered their bodies, just because they're lucky. That's what that is. They're not special. They're not better than you. They're not divine. They're just more privileged, more lucky. You know? The steamroller of life didn't squish them yet. Yet. Key word. That's it. That's all it is. You're just a meat sack among other meat sacks, slowly rotting away. Who can rot the least quickly? Who can sustain their meat sack longer than anyone else? Who's to say, right? You never know what's going to happen to you. It's all luck based, really. You can't really control much in this life. And you need to learn and accept that, or else you're a dumbass. Just, it's just true. I know it might be a little scary to accept that. I know you might live in fantasy land and you were raised a certain way to not panic about stuff like that. So upon learning about it, you might freak out a little. Sure, that's understandable. But ultimately, the truth is the truth. We live in a dog eat dog fucked up world. You know? So if you got it good and you think that's the norm, guess again. If you get to live a life like me where you wake up and play some games or whatever and you go to your cushy job and everything seems to work out pretty fucking good for you, then that means you're lucky. Most people, they have a lot of health issues. They have a lot of struggling family. They don't have great jobs. A lot of them resort to weird crimes and stuff like that to get by. And their lives are definitely fucking harder than some asshole like me, you know? That's the norm. That is the norm. Not me. I'm middle class. People like me are almost as rare as the elites, you know? Who run and fuck everything up. The real trouble in this world, you know? That's the way it works. There's the poor, which is like, well over 50% of the population. Then there's the middle class, which is disappearing all the fucking time. It's like, I guess 20% of people are like that, at least in America, not worldwide. Worldwide, it's much small. It's much worse. And then, yeah, then there's the elites, the top 1%, the ones who are like richer than all of us by far. Like the middle class doesn't even come anywhere close. The poor definitely doesn't, but neither does the middle class. That's how much more richer they are than the middle class and the poor. Like, they have I kill you money, you know? Like, I'm going to pay an assassin 80 grand. That's about what they cost these days. And he'll go take care of any nobody that I want gone, you know? Like, holy shit, that is a thing rich people can do. So don't piss them off enough or else you're dead. They'll kill you. It's literally what they can do. Rich people, man, they're the worst. There's only like, it's funny, when it comes to the 1%, there's only 1% of the 1% that are like, it's not so bad. You're an okay rich guy. Yeah, that's what it's like. There's hardly any cool rich people. There's like Keanu Reeves, kinda, sorta. I don't know. Dolly Parton, you know, she's a nice lady from what I hear. Yeah. John Cena, he gives to a lot of charity apparently. Like legit, he's not just doing it to look good or whatever. He's just, you know, doing good things for people, not causing a lot of trouble for people. Decent enough guy. Yeah, man, there's some cool people. And I think I summed it up. That's about it. Crazy shit. Not many nice rich people. And then you look at the politicians, which ones are good? I think none, except for maybe like up and coming progressive types that are genuine in how they feel, and they got to be young because they got to be like emotionally attached to this shit. Because you know that's when you're most like shocked by it. You know, like you hear about how horrible the world is at a young age. That's clearly that's pure. That's you going, Jesus Christ, we need to do something. But as time goes on and corruption hits you and you get tired of dealing with so many struggles, a lot of time you'll give in and become kind of an evil corporate lib and you just sort of feel nothing anymore about cruelty in the world and whatnot. And you kind of become desensitized to it. And yeah, that happens to everybody to a degree, but the key is to try not to let that consume you completely, because then you'll just be a bastard, you know, you'll be a piece of shit. You'll be one of those annoying fuckers who seemed like they genuinely cared, but you actually don't. You don't care if little kids are getting bombed or raped or whatever. You don't care. Like if that's you, that sucks, dude. That sucks that that happened to you. You gave up, you know? You were beat down. They got to you. You're losing your humanity because of the elites who have lost theirs a long time ago. Misery loves company. They want to turn you into one of them. Makes sense? Of course. But what they are is disgusting. Like, do you want to be one of them? Really? Like, think about this. When you're a little kid, you look up to your elders and the elites and the people who are the most powerful and they're doing all the big, exciting things that are in the news, you know? You look at that and you go, wow, I kind of want to be one of them. That would be cool if everybody loved me. And then you grow a fucking brain when you get older and you realize, oh, a lot of these guys are shitheads. Most of them are. And a lot of them are fucking miserable. Most of them are. Even though they got fame and fortune and power, they're depressed and shit. like they got a lot of stupid, crazy problems that most of the time they caused on their own. Damn it, you know? Like you can't even feel bad for them. You're just like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, did you hear what Jim Carrey said? You know, the fucking pet detective? He said, I wish everybody could be rich and famous like me so they could experience what that's like and then learn that that's not it, bro. That's not the way. Or some dumb cringe libtard shit like that. That's what he said, you know? And it's like, it's fucking so easy for you to say. You're rich, you're a multimillionaire. You have a serious health problem, you know, it can be addressed typically. Like, you got it made compared to most people, man. Shut the fuck up. It's just like how if I was to talk shit about like slave kids, you know, mining in Africa and you know, like like compared to them, I'm a millionaire living his best life, you know? Like I have no right to talk shit about them. No. So what the fuck are you doing talking shit about people who don't have as much money as you, nearly as much money as you? That is so annoying when rich people act like that. It's just like, no, shut the fuck up and be grateful. Go back to just fucking kissing every poor person's ass that made you who you are. Okay? Go back to doing that because that's the right thing to do. These people made your life cushy as hell. You owe them everything. You absolutely do. You should be eternally grateful. But then you say this? Just like, meh, man up, you losers. It's not that bad that you're poor. What the fuck would you know about that? You know, that is that is annoying behavior. Every fucking like rich person, celeb, somebody who is like loved and worshipped and elevated and they have this great life where they can just go about being themselves and everything just works out great for them. If that's you, you should shut the fuck up and be very happy and grateful for all of this. You should not act like a giant asshole. There's no fucking reason to. Like, you have all these problems that are taken care of now, so now you're living the high life. All right, live it up. But don't act like you earned it and you're better than everyone or, you know, anything like that. Don't start creating problems of your own or some dumb shit, some fucking celeb drama type crap that you hear about. You know. No, dude. Fuck off with that shit. That's why I said hardly any famous celebs, people with power are cool, you know? Hardly any. And if there are any, honestly, famous ones, not really. Like the top famous ones, not really. There's like zero there. But like if there are any, like I said, they're up and coming nobody types who genuinely mean well, but then they get crapped on by the corporate world and cat capitalism and all this stuff over the course of 5, 10 years, maybe even 20, you know, and then this person I'm tired, you know. I'm tired of fighting the good fight. I get shit on for it, you know, like I get weird death threats and stalkers. So this happens to a lot of people, you know. They mean well, but then life is rough, dude. So they get weaker in the fight for what's right, standing up for people who get bullied and whatnot, you know. Trying to watch your language better around people, you know. Not try not to offend and piss off people so much, you know. Nobody's perfect. You slip up from time to time, but you know, you try to talk things out and not be such an asshole, right? But anyway, I'm done ranting about whatever I was saying there. Sorry, I had a horrible headache yesterday, so my sleep schedule's been all wonky, but I'm feeling better today. And then later, I got chores to do, and then I'm gonna do the usual, hang out with Tom and Justin, probably get dinner, probably come back here and play Halo, and maybe some other game, I don't know. Oh, the Cosmic Invasion, that's coming out in like tomorrow. No, the day after. I think some wackos got a copy somehow already. I think there's a physical copy for PS5. So maybe some people stole some copies. That always happens right before launch. Hey, man, there's a box of copies at the store, and the people that work there, it's up to them how this is gonna go, and maybe they'll put up money early and they can just take it. Maybe the people running that said Walmart don't give a fuck, and they're just like, yeah, they said it's against the rules to do that, but we're cool, so we're just gonna do it. Yeah, it happens. So yeah, I mean, like apparently the new Metroid copies of that are already out there, full copies. So some people have already like started playing the shit out of it, and it's apparently pretty cool. But you know, Metroid Prime 4 was supposed to come out on the Switch, and they delayed it forever like assholes. And honestly, the trailers didn't look that impressive. And now they're doing this fucking like Switch 1 version, and then there's the Switch 2 version. And I don't know, is that going to be bad? Should I not even get this game? Because I don't have a Switch 2. You know, I'm going to get it, and it's going to be Switch 1 shit. Physical copy, please. Everything I got on the Switch is physical. I'm only here for the best of the best. I'm not a big Switch guy. I just basically got it to play Mario Odyssey and fucking Breath of the Wild and maybe a few other things here and there. That's it. Like, my Switch 2 library is literally like 10 games right now, I think. Most of which I haven't even played that much. I didn't want to put too much money into this fucking thing. Maybe like $1,000 tops. Maybe a little more than that. Tiny bit more. That's it. Over the course of several years. So, yeah, I did not invest much in the Switch 2. Switch 1. And I'm not going to get the Switch 2 anytime soon. Maybe not ever. It's not enticing me, dude. Apparently the new Donkey Kong is their best game right now for the Switch 2, but it's like discount Galaxy. Discount Mario Odyssey. So, like, it's made by the same people, and generally people didn't like this one as much. And, yeah. And the whole smashing everything mechanic is fun at first, but then it gets kind of old and repetitive because it's most of the game, you know. So I don't know about getting that fucking game. Maybe one day when I can find it dirt cheap, but I gotta get a Switch too, and they gotta convince me to get that fucking thing. Doesn't seem like much of an upgrade. I don't know how well the adapters work for control transfers and stuff like that. I haven't done enough research to really get into the details to know how shit's gonna work. So yeah, I'm not too into the Switch 2. Honestly, I'm not into any games these days, really, because I got so many fucking games. I just realized I have like tens of thousands of video games that I can play throughout all the emulations and mods and stuff. Like I got an SNES Mini that has like 7,000 games on it, and they're all like mostly pretty good emulations across even like Sega stuff. Like I can play Sega stuff on that shit. What the fuck? Yeah, I got the EverDrive N64. It's every N64 game and more on the Ultra N64 HD. Yeah, I was looking at. Oh, I gotta make a correction. In a video recently, I said that the Analog 64 seems like a pretty cool system. That's what I said. And you'll have to forgive me. I stupidly said that, not knowing the price. I was being a jackass, and I assumed that the price was probably around like 200 to 300. And I think it was actually, but guess what? They didn't make that many of them, and they got bought up by all these like scalper types. And if you want one now, haha, good luck. You'll have to wait, I guess. Or you can buy one now from one of the scalpers. 500 or 600 they seem to be going for right now. Yeesh. Yo, bro, do you want to buy an N64 for 600 fucking dollars in 2025? And especially to a guy like me who already has an N64 Ultra with a badass EverDrive, it's the ultimate N64 experience, basically. It doesn't really get much better than that, yo. So, since I already have that, what is my motherfucking motivation to, you know what I mean? And apparently the analog does not work with an EverDrive, so that's very lame. What the fuck even is that? Is this a real N64 or not? Apparently no. So this thing kind of sucks, actually. There's some downsides here. And so yeah, I needed to stress that, because I feel like I made it sound like this thing's worth getting, and it's kind of not. I think for most people it's a no. Just saying. After learning that. So yeah, I was stupid. Please forgive me. I should have been more in the know when it came to praising that one. It's not like I said go buy it, but I did. I do believe I said something like, "No, I can see people getting this. You know, if you want to get it, yeah, go ahead. Fuck it. I don't think it's that bad of a deal." And honestly, I would still feel that way if I wasn't stupid and I knew the price. If it was like 200 to 300, Yeah, sure, fuck it. But 500, 600, god damn, dude. I could get a really nice guitar at that fucking price. Buy a Gretsch Electromatic, or if you're lucky, you could find an American Standard Strat from the 90s or something. Yeah, man. So anyway, that's too much money though. 400 to 500 to 600. Like I saw bids at 400. That's where they started. Like they start there, so that means it's just gonna go up. Great. And then shipping tax, yeah, you're definitely paying over 400, buddy. So that sucks. And it's funny too because I was looking at some amps, Next Tone specials, and okay, here's the thing. A while back, I got my friend's daughter a Christmas gift. She's getting into guitar and shit, so of course I know about guitar shit. And there's this amp that's really good that I like that I've been using. It's a Katana Boss amp. It's the 50-watt model, but it's the second generation model. And it doesn't really fit in with my collection. And I got it for her at the time as a gift, but then I ended up finding like this other gift that was much better. So I gave her that and I kept the amp for myself. Well, I actually largely kept it in like Tom's room so he could fuck with it. Um, but he never really messed with it. And I was often in his room less and less over time. So I was just like, this amp is just kind of sitting here doing nothing. So I dusted it off, cleaned it up real nice, brought it into my room, and I use it for my like digital effect sounds. And they all try to all of my digital effects on this setup try to replicate like a tube amp sound. So it's basically trying to be whisper quiet with the sounds of vintage tube amps and stuff, which usually were pretty loud with the buzzing, but this stuff is so it's kind of an artificial sound, but it's also not. It's kind of its own thing. It's really cool, and I got that set up there, and yeah, I've been enjoying it. But remember, this thing was originally a gift for a friend of mine's kid who's just getting into guitar and stuff. So I think I'm gonna give it to her for this Christmas actually, and I'm gonna get myself a new amp that'll replace this because it'll be better for my setup. So she'll finally have a good guitar amp. Because I got her a Vox one, but it's kind of a shitty one. It's good for like if you use a pedal on it, or if you play clean and stuff with no pedals, it's great for that. But if you try to crank this amp by itself, it sounds like ass. It's a piece of shit. So I gave her everything to make it work, but we can step up a little bit and have some more effects on board, like reverb and delay and some other built-on effects, because it's also like a digital hybrid amp. So this will be a lot cooler for her. She'll sound a lot better overall. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that because, and I wouldn't have done this if not for a really good deal that popped up. I could get the 80-watt artist replacement for a really good price. So I can't resist. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. And then I think I'm gonna get her a pedal also. I think I'm gonna get her the OD3. God, that's such a good sounding pedal. Because I already got her a super overdrive because I was really into that pedal at the time and I had extras and I was like, yeah, if you give her this thing, it sounds great. Because the super overdrive, yeah, it does sound great. It's one of the best overdrive pedals you could get. And it's cheap and mass produced, so it's only like 40, 50, 60 bucks a lot of the time. It's a great pedal. If you're looking for Marshall style 70s overdrive rock kind of tones, there it is. This is good enough all around for that. That's what's so great about that pedal is it nails this overall 70s rock kind of sound. A little bit of fuzz, a little bit of reverb, kind of, a little bit louder. Yeah, it's great. So I gave her that, but she doesn't have a great clean tone sound. So if I got her the OD3, which is an overdrive pedal, but it's such a clean sounding, beautiful overdrive pedal, you can really use it as a kind of a clean boost, just volume increased kind of wake up, here's the fucking awesome guitar kind of sound. So you can do that, and yeah, it's great. So I think I'm gonna get her that. That way she can just crank the amp, and then those two pedals she can just fuck with over and over again. And yeah, I think that'll be an upgrade for her. And then maybe next year I'm gonna do some guitar stuff to. Yeah, I'll probably build her a guitar or something because I need to stop getting guitars on my own. I really need to. I need to. No, so maybe I should just make her a guitar. A better one than the one I already got her. The one I already got her, it's pretty sick, but we can do a little better than that. Lighter, more comfortable, more playable, better sounding. Yeah, we can do all that shit. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that for her. That'll be a cool thing to do. It'll be a way to suppress my need to make fucking guitars all the time. Jesus Christ. I'm addicted to parts casting. It's become like this massive hobby of mine. And every time I do it, I always come up with like, no, this is better. This is better. This is better. Oh my God. I come up with this idea and that idea. Holy shit. Like I'm just going the fuck off. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, ooh, I just came up with another idea. I have some Vega trims, but I took them off because I kind of just didn't care for them on strats. I like the hardtail strats. If I'm going to play with a tremolo, I will do my Cutlass or my metal guitar, that Schecter, or I will play with a Bigsby on an old school Gretsch style instrument. Those are my faves. So I'll just do it like that. So I took them off. So they're just sitting here. So maybe I'll use those to build her a guitar. That would be cool. But that would mean it would be black because they're all black. So maybe, I don't know. Is she gonna dig that? Is she a goth chick? Does she want an all black guitar? What the fuck? Because the one I already got her is purple. Should probably make a pink guitar or something. Although I already made like 3 or 4 fucking pink guitars around here. Jesus. Yeah, too many damn guitars. Man, I'm hungry. I gotta get food soon. But me and Justin and Tom are gonna get food later, so whatever. Man, I'm grinding again. Can you believe it? Grinding away. I'm doing it because I want my faith all the way up so my spells do more damage, but most importantly, actually, why I'm doing this is because I want to try out oops, I missed that one right here. What am I saying? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Well, I need to rest to make sure it's daytime. I mean nighttime, because then you get a chance of killing the glowing eye guy and getting more points. Yeah. Oh, the reason I'm doing this, right? Yeah, I can't believe I'm grinding again. Jesus Christ. But the reason I'm doing it is because I think the character might actually be much more powerful if I do this one new thing. And what I mean by that is if I become level 80 in both faith and intelligence, then that makes me a master of all spells, basically. So if I wanted to switch to some blue catalyst shit, I could if I fucking wanted to. That might actually be kind of handy dandy. I don't know. Maybe. But even if not, I don't care about that because the reason I think it'll be worth a shit is because um, I really like using Milady, and I really like using Dryleaf Dane's Kung Fu shit. And I think the combination not only looks fucking super cool, but it's really good, you know? Both weapons seem to handle every situation very well for me, along with magic and stuff. So the character is just built like a brick shit house, dude. And here's the thing, at my current level, I can only basically sort of kind of have uh, intelligence at 80 and faith at 40. I had it, but I've been leveling it up like a bitch, and now I'm gonna level it up like crazy to get to 80. Oh my god, I got 20 levels to go, or 18 now. I'm at. Oh, it's gonna take forever. Oh my god. But I want to do it because if I get both faith and intelligence to fucking 80, dude, then that means what I could do is put holy damage on the double Miladies, and then put, what do you call it? Um, ice damage on, what do you call it? The Fists of Fury. So I'll open with the Fists of Fury and quickly get my enemy to proc Frost. And then switch to double Miladies with the push of one button very quick. That's how quick it is. Which is fucking awesome. It's really cool to have the Milady on your back, and with your hands out, you do the kung fu shit real quick, and then you just press right on the D-pad. Oops. Right on the D-pad, and yeah, when you do that, you take the sword off your back with your left hand, and then you pull out a new sword out of your ass with your right hand, and now you're dual wielding Miladies, two of them in each hand, power stance and that shit, and then just go to town. You're already doing massive damage because you have two Miladies that do holy damage in each hand, and your faith is at 80. That's extremely powerful because holy is very good in this game, actually. Um, I think there's a few enemies that are pretty resistant to it, but I don't think any major enemies can be majorly resistant to it. I think they still struggle. So it's like a really good thing to do. And even if it doesn't work out that good and I end up going, man, this wasn't really worth grinding for, I'll at least have the points and maybe I can put them on something else and we can see what we can do that way. Couldn't hurt to have more mana and fucking, what's that shit? Stamina, right? That stuff's kind of low on this character. So that could be raised. Maybe. Just a little. So we'll see. I like the way I have it right now, though, with the health meter being basically 2 times longer than the mana and the stamina. Mana and stamina are pretty much right where they need to be. Man, this is going to take forever. Holy crap. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in this game. And we'll see how that goes. I was also considering raising Arcane from 60 to 80 so I could have more holy damage resistance. So bosses like the Elden Beast and Radagon and especially Consort Radan can't really fuck me up. But 60 is already pretty damn good, you know. That's a definite safe zone. 40 is what you need bare minimum to make it feel fair. But 60, that gives you an edge. And 80, that's kind of not that much better, not noticeably, but like maybe one hit or half a hit more resistant in terms of difference. So I don't know if it's really worth it to do that. Probably not. Maybe if I was using bleed and poison, it would be worth it, but I don't use poison. I use scarlet rot poison, that kind of poison. That's what I use, and regular poison is pretty useless. Well, it can be used to like sneak up on certain enemies, and then you put the poison gas on them, and they don't aggro. They just stand there and get poisoned. You can do stuff like that, so it's pretty useful. But that's only if you're bad and your character's too weak or something, and you have to resort to some kind of nasty tactic to win. But if you're a character like mine, you're pretty tough and you can throw down against a lot of enemies. So let's just push the power of this, you know? Fuck it. Man, grinding takes forever. God, it's boring too. And we just got started. Oh my god. I'm at 62. Gonna be 63 soon. Oh. Gonna be at 63 in like 5 minutes, not even. A couple minutes. Yeah, this is like the fastest way, I think. In terms of like laziness. Like you can. Yeah, this is what I do. And try to do it at nighttime. I forget how long it takes for nighttime to to go by. I don't care that much, but whatever. They do it at night. Make sure whatever it is you're doing. Oh, I put at noon. Damn it, stupid me. There it is. Whoops. Okay. I even got custom controls to make it, you know, easier to grind. I got set up so that I can do it with one hand. See? Look, here's a free hand. It's my right hand. I'm doing everything with one hand. Pretty sweet. So I made it as easy as possible for me to grind. The only way to make this easier is just like I had some kind of robot or something do it for me. I wish. I heard there was some guy who did set up some kind of automated thing to auto level himself, but I don't know how he did it exactly. I don't know. But you don't really need that shit. I'm just being really picky here. So I'm going for it. But you don't really need it. Like I said, if you're close to 60 or 80 on most important stats, you're good. Going beyond that's not going to give you much of a noticeable edge. But what I'm doing right now might actually give me a noticeable edge in terms of my weapons. I'm nailing enemies with ice and then switching over to holy and going holy shit on them. That might be the way to go. Oh. Oh, I'm getting close to another level. Man, this takes forever though. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the fastest way to do it. Yeah, I think I'm getting allergies because it's been kind of rainy and muggy, but not too bad. Man, I saw that AI deep fake weird shit with the singing Charlie Kirk and the singing JD Vance. It was so weird and creepy and terrible. But like you can't critique it because it's AI slop. So it's kind of like nothing. You know what I mean? This is nothing that you're looking at. Whatever this is just cobbled together computer speak going blah blah blah. It's dumber than watching like a silly baby try to talk, you know, that doesn't know words. So it's just like a thing that you can't really criticize because like what's the point? This is nothing. There's nothing here. This is fucking nothing. We're staring into a void here. I got a bunch of spicy peppers on the scorpion variety. Scorpion peppers on my big scorpion plant out back. Good God, these peppers are massive. Big red scorpion peppers. And there's like 50 to 100, I think. Some shit like that on this plant. I've never seen one so prolific. And this plant, this poor fucking plant, I had it up on this table and heavy winds picked up and it knocked the fucking plant off the fucking table and it went kasplat on the fucking ground and we put it back up and it looked like the fucking lemon tree from The Simpsons, you know? Like this thing was just fucked up. And yeah, we got that shit back up and I tied it down with all kinds of wires. And then guess what happened? An even heftier storm came a couple weeks later and knocked it down again. I didn't do a good enough job. So, ooh, shit, this thing's all fucked up. But finally, I got it stabilized. And this time I really went crazy. I tied that shit down with like a bunch of cables. And now it's producing a ton of peppers. When it wouldn't produce shit, it wouldn't produce nothing. It was terrible. But now, holy crap. Yeah, things took off. So yeah, if you want an evil scorpion pepper, come see me. I got one for you for sure. I got one for the whole fucking neighborhood, dude. I got a lot. Maybe I should post a picture of this crazy fucking plant. Yeah. This whole time I was like, this plant sucks. It's never gonna produce. Because it didn't do shit for like half a year. It didn't do shit. It was just sitting there struggling and looking bad. I guess falling off the damn table a few times. Did it? I don't know what happened. Incredible. But yeah, that thing took off. Pretty amazing. Okay, it looks like a night can end in just like 10 minutes or so of doing this shit. So, whatever. I have an SSD in this PS4 version on my PS4 Pro. So it loads really fast. It's a 4 terabyte SSD from Samsung, I believe it was. Samsung, I think, or I can't remember. It was some other company. Ugh, I can't talk right now. Yep, getting that faith to 80. Holy shit. If I do that, though, I become master of spells. Like, that's really cool. Holy shit, that's almost close to level 500. Man. Getting up there. But I'll have to grind later. I gotta get going here in a sec. Oops, what am I doing? Yeah, I got a stuffy nose. The weather, not the best. Plus, I should get something to eat. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving and that you got some time off and maybe got to eat something decent for a change and relax for once. Have some fucking stress taken off of you. And that's what I got, that's for sure. Thank God I needed a break. But I'm gonna be busy as shit once I get back, dude. On Monday, I'm gonna be fucked. Shit's gonna be crazy. Oh well. This ain't my first rodeo. Hey, Bush? Anyway, I guess I better get going.